Hello, Priscilla.
Hello, Christiana.
Can I ask you a few questions based on my media work?
Sure, you can.
Okay, so when was the last time you watched a horror movie or trailer?
I would say 3 months ago.
And what was the name of that film?
Final Destination 4.
Okay, so how's the opening scene like for you?
It was sort of expected for me because I've watched the other movies and I sort of knew what was going to happen because it has the same borderline.
Okay, that's true. So, going to my horror trailer, we were asked to actually create our own kind of short trailer, and I have two ideas in mind. So, if I tell you them, can you please just help me out a little bit? And if you have any ideas, you can just add on it. Okay. Okay. So, the first idea is kind of a child abduction theme of a prisoner that's a psycho, and he gets let out, or he escapes actually, and he sees this certain family, and he's so obsessed with this child when they're at the park playing, and he just takes that child, but with the family not noticing, and then um everyone's looking for the child. The news, it's all over the news, everyone knows about it, and like the mom is panicking, and basically she's just trying to look for the child, and it can be kind of a cliffhanger saying that it doesn't have to be that man, it can be someone that's close to that family. Or the second idea is basically it starts off with the woman speaking but crying at the same time, saying, my child, my name is whatever, and I'm looking for my child. I can't believe she's lost. I'm not gonna stop till I find her. This is only 1 year since we've been looking, blah, and etc. etc. So that's another idea. So like, what do you think of it? And if you have any ideas, can you add on to it, please?
Well, if you ask me, I like the second idea more because it's more like an actual story of what would happen in real life and it would relate to people. And it's also like a flashback from the woman telling her story to us and then going back into the actual scene of the movie. So it's sort of the ending at the beginning. And I really like that because it makes me want to watch what actually happened, because you'll be confused of why she's talking like this. So you'd want to watch the movie to know what it's about.
Oh yeah, true. So, and like that idea, I liked it a lot because it actually took me time to come up with a plan like that because it's similar to the first idea. And the second idea is like, I can either start off with the woman, which would you prefer? The woman speaking, but as a voice note, a recorded voice note, or different news reporter saying a child gone missing, a child gone missing, and then it goes off to the woman's voice note, or it can kind of overlap it. So, which one would you prefer?
I would prefer to see the woman on the screen talking about her child being lost because you can see the pain in her eyes more than a news article more, because if it's the woman saying it, and then you know that she's the main character also going to set up the movie.
Or I can have her voice note, but then a clip of her funeral when everyone's at her funeral. So she's there crying, but you don't see her face, but you just see her funeral. You just see the funeral of the little girl.
That's
so
a good idea.
Then like kind
also.
of subtle, slow music playing in the background, something like that. And then like when we're introduced to the person that took the child, like we only start with showing his boots, and then kind of work our way up. So then fade his face, but we won't show his face, but we'll just fade his face so no one will be aware of the killer. So no one will know if it's a man or a woman. So we don't want to give away too much, basically. Yeah, is that all right?
Well, I like that idea also about the funeral and the voiceover. As long as, if you want to do that idea, I believe that you shouldn't show who the parents are. Just play the music and a group of people at the funeral until the movie actually starts.
That's definite. So, going back to the horror trailer that you said that you watched, Final Destination 4, what are the typical codes or conventions that were used in that film?
Well, they mostly just use objects around you, so it gets the person watching the movie also scared of their surroundings. And yeah, I think it's good, but at the same time bad because it makes people panic, but that's the whole point of the movie. So yeah, and I believe it's very interesting by the way they've set it by natural things causing deaths instead of just like weapons.
So the use of the natural things are not typical codes and conventions, because in most horror trailers they actually use knives, spears, and different things to try and kill the person. So how long, in your opinion, how long do you think a trailer should at least last for?
Not more than 2 minutes, I would say, because if I was watching a trailer and it would go on for a long while, I don't think I would watch the whole thing.
Yeah, true. So I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for your time, Priscilla.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello, Caroline.
Hi.
Can I ask you a few questions based on my media work, please?
Sure thing.
So, when was the last time you watched a horror trailer or film?
Last month.
And what was it called?
Scream.
Scream what?
It was Scream number 4.
So, how was the opening scene like for you?
It was intense, as it was the beginning of the film, but it was also the ending of the last Scream.
Okay, definitely. So, going back to my horror film, we are asked to actually do our own trailer, and I have 2 ideas. And can I tell you it so you can like help me out a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the first idea is basically a child abduction theme with a psycho that he escapes from jail and he's out to kill people, but then he changes his mind and he sees this family and he sees this precious child that he wants to take from this woman. But it kind of changes, kind of a cliffhanger, and it's not really, he takes the child for the woman's best friend. So it's basically the woman's best friend that is out to get that child and to ruin that woman's life. And the second idea is basically the woman, it starts with the woman talking as a voice note, talk about her child, and when she's talking, there'll be a scene of the funeral, or they'll show the scene of the day the girl got kidnapped, but it will show in kind of slow motion some parts of it. So what do you think about that?
I think it's really good because it's like leading the audience to want to know more about your film. So yeah.
Okay, so going back to Scream 4 that you said you watched, what are the typical codes and conventions that you noticed?
Well, the house was on its like own. Often our characters were alone in the house, and the person who always came to kill was always using a dagger, which is a knife, and there was creepy music and stuff like that.
Okay, so everything I've told you about my horror trailer idea, what title do you think would be suitable for me to use?
Abduction Girl.
Adoption Girl. I'll take that into consideration. I'll think about that. And also, how long do you think a trailer should at least last for?
1 minute and 20 seconds.
Why?
Because it's supposed to be short. It's just giving the audience a preview and not telling them so much about your film, which means that they want to watch it, kind of thing. So
okay, definitely I'll take everything that you say into consideration, and hopefully when I create my horror trailer I'll be able to show you the final piece. Thank you for your time, Caroline.
thank you.